Welcome back to the Warhammer Book Club. We talk about books. No one else gonna say anything.
Welcome to the book club, where we talk about books.
Excuse me.
We talk about Warhammer books because we were reading the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, I guess we can also read other books.
No.
Nah.
Okay, welcome to Warhammer Book Club.
It's the Warhammer Book Club. Well, whatever. If we ever read other books, it's whatever that is, book club.
Holy shit, okay. We're creative.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to breathe? Chris has pulled his shirt all the way up over half of his face.
Hello.
And only his nose is breathable. Breathing. So, let's talk about...
Galaxy in Flames!
Yeah.
Because Miles' book still hasn't shown up, but he's cheating.
He's been, he's illegally downloaded the pedophile.
Whatever, he's already paid for the book.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I intend to read it when it comes in, but I might be done it on my phone by the time it comes in.
And then you'll just have the book, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Tell us about your adventures in Galaxy in Flames.
Did we talk about all of False Gods last time?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We're done, False Gods.
Okay, Galaxy in Flames.
Okay, so... Jesus, how does it even
Horus
start?
Lupercal is dead.
No, he's not. He's come back in a black set of armor, and he's got a claw for a hand now.
He's got an eye on his armor.
It's very red, and it's eerie, and...
He's spooky. He might just be a villain now.
Maybe.
No.
Man, how does it start?
I forget.
Let me go grab the book.
Well, here, I'll just look it up on my phone.
Miles has it on his phone. Yeah, mine's kind of buried. Actually, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I guess I'll just quickly
Starts they're fighting somebody.
No.
The Technocracy.
No, that's...
No, they're fighting somebody else.
The sci-fi
The
guys.
Technocracy was the end of False Gods, right?
Yeah. No, it starts off with the... It starts off with them being part of the... How do you say it? The...
Lectitio Divinitatis.
Lectitio Divinitatis. They're having the
Bible.
meeting, and what's her face? Keeler isn't there because
Shit.
She's in a coma.
And she's in a coma, and then Astarte warriors break up the thing, and everybody scatters.
Yeah.
And Titus...
And bullets fly.
What's the name? Titus Cassar?
Titus Cassar.
Cassar.
So he's
helps Cinderman run away.
Yeah.
That's
and
how
he's one of the operators of the DSE Ray, right?
Yes.
The big
The
Titan.
Daiserai.
Yeah, him and...
Not that.
what's his name? Something Arcton? Is that I say it? Arcoon? What's his name? The other guy.
I need to see it, maybe.
Hold
Anita. Sarkeesian.
Anita.
Anita.
Anyway, so they have this thing, and then the Astartes break it up. It's not really that important.
Yeah, not that many people die.
Just a couple.
Like, handfuls.
We
We need a lot more people to die for me to give a shit.
I think...
Like Istvan 5.
I started to care.
Got a little inkling of Dinkling. I don't remember a lot of what happened in Galaxy.
Okay, so
I remember the last half.
Yeah, then it cuts to like a ritual that's happening.
Is this Horus reaching out to the?
Oh
yes.
yeah. So the evil has begun.
Yes, the evil has begun. So they're having a meeting.
Like him and Erebus, right?
Erebus and all the people are there.
Oh, they sacrifice what's her face?
Yeah, they sacrificing Mei Sing.
Ingmei Sing, the head of the astropaths of the.
So they need her blood to perform the walk.
Her psychic
right?
juice.
So that means they're traveling into the.
Well, they opened a channel to the Immaterium, I guess.
Yeah, but so are they? I don't remember if it establishes that if they're able to travel through the warp unhindered.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
because
this thing.
He's like holding Slunesh's balls.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
The reason they're sacrificing Mei Sing is because they need a strong psyker.
She was cute. I'm sad they blew her up.
But then she also assisted.
Man, she couldn't see though.
She also sent Cinderman, a telepathic
message
to say, he needs to save the saint, and that's Keeler,
Yes.
obviously.
Because did that happen at the end of False Gods?
No, it happened in Galaxy.
Okay, so we jumped a little ahead
First
here.
chapter, first couple chapters.
So yeah, because Cinderman, he got a feeling, a weirdly strong feeling that he needed to go to go see Keeler, and he grabbed Titus and the other guy.
Yeah, that's later on though. We're not at that part yet. That comes after the whole sacrifice thing because Cinderman breaks out of his room, right? Or
he's like, "You fine strapping lads.
Do you have a family? I also. She's like my family.
But
I need to go."
I thought Horus sacrifices Ingmei Sing because of the whole Keeler.
Well, he finds. Oh, so what happens is, Horus is like, "I know you sent out a message. Tell me who it is."
Oh,
and she's like, "Well, I didn't, so I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "Well, you're either going to tell me or I'm going to kill you." And then she's like, "Well, you're going to kill me anyway." So.
It's like, you are right.
Yeah, and
I will die.
So anyway, so they need Psyker blood, it seems, to perform this walk. And they kill. So Horus just jabs his hand through her whole back and like waves her around over top. and what the Lord of Shadows comes out. Is that what it was?
Some spooky demon.
Which one's the Lord of Shadows?
I'll read you the names. Give me a second.
Bobbert. Consumer of yogurt.
Makimbe.
Matimbo.
Lord of Shadows. Lord of Dark Magicians. Did it have a name? Did it ever identify itself?
He says, "I'm so and so.
I'm Spooky Boy of the Spooky Zone."
Or is that further down?
I'm so bad.
Was I wrong?
I'm so bad at remembering.
Did I tell Chris he was wrong and I was wrong?
What, the order of events?
Yeah. I think you're right.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long road.
Oh man, I forgot a lot of the book. Sorry.
When I Google Lord of Shadows, it just brings up pictures of Korax. So I know it wasn't a Primarch that appeared.
Wait, so does he get, like, possessed by
Who?
Korax?
No, he's the Raven Guard. He's super badass.
All right. Well, anyway, so
He's probably dead.
there's some remembrance or shit. Ingmei Sing does get sacrificed, even if that happens after what we said.
Doesn't matter. Ingmei Sing dies.
It jumps.
Well, so the conferring with the demons is kind of important, right?
Yeah.
Because Horus is all like...
We haven't reached that.
Striking a deal with the
Jerking
demons.
Slanesh off.
Mm-hmm. But it's not Slanesh, though.
I like to say Slanesh because she looks like a cutie. No,
So regardless of the order of events here, like, so during the sacrifice of Ingmei Sing, the demon appears and they has a conversation with Horus, and Horus effectively agrees to do its bidding, I guess, in exchange for its power, including its power over the warp, its ability to cloud the warp with storm, and give them a clear path.
Yes.
Which is pretty overpowered.
Yes.
Nothing's been able to do that since the Eldar.
And being able to control the ability to travel the warp like that's the galaxy at your fingertips at that point then.
Yeah. Wonder how much he can transfer through the warp at once, because theoretically he doesn't have to travel across the galaxy to get to Terra then. He can just warp legions at a time to Mars.
Yeah.
I wonder why he doesn't do that.
Because he's smart. He's thinking streets ahead.
Maybe because he's the War Master.
Yeah.
And he's thinking with...
So what else did you read, Miles, in it?
No, I read all the way up to chapter 7, but I forget this remembrance or shit. I know it's semi-important. Basically, the gist of it is Cinderman ends up going. He has this feeling where he has to save Keeler. He eventually incorporates Titus Kassar and whatever the fuck the other dude's name is.
Oh, I remember this part.
Yeah.
So they go to... It's Arcoon or something. Anyway. And
I can't remember how it's pronounced.
I need to see his name written to get an idea.
So they're heading down to the Medicae, and
so that's where Keeler's being held because she's in a coma.
Yeah, but she's not so much a slave. She's just on the bed because she's
She's knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, she's in a coma. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but the newest...
people don't know what she's done yet, but it's traveled through like the civilians and the remembrancers of the ship.
Because there's kind of a harsh separation between the civilians and the military at this point. To the point that I guess we didn't talk about this. Well, is that all of the there's a strict curfew now, where it's like if you are not an Astartes, like you are confined to your quarters like these hours of the day, and that's why Cinderman had to kind of talk his way around being confined to his quarters to get like he got a hall pass pretty much, so that he can go.
He uses his iterator skills to get
out. It's interesting. Like the second something happens to one of these like Astartes in control, the first thing they do is like, don't let the remembrancers talk. Just lock them up, put them away. Well, when prior to that, they're very welcoming and forward and.
Well, because the propaganda itself is bad, right?
Yeah.
So, it's bad business.
Well, because at this point, Horus...
Humans with free will get out of hand.
Like, Carcasse's dead, but his effect is lasting because... like, he had spread all that anti-propaganda, I guess. Or his own...
Anti-ganda.
His own propaganda, I guess.
That makes sense.
Anyway, so the three, they party on down to the Medicae, and
Keeler still knocked the fuck out.
Horus's favorite assassin now,
Magard,
who was the right hand of Petronella Vivar before she got...
Our favorite basic Starbucks gal.
Yeah, before she got betrayed and had her neck snapped with a twitch of the wrist. And Magard shows up and he's like...
muscly now.
He's like bulging a little bigger than before and having some gigantism showing in his face, almost as if he's undergoing
the arms to get the bigger, the PP
Astartes transformation.
Yeah, like it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really specifically say that that's exactly what's happening.
But that's exactly what's happening.
That was about the point where like, okay, so
that was his like him killing Carcasse was his initiation. To becoming an Astartes.
I think. At least for me prior to that, I don't remember if you knew that before the people were turned into Astartes. We were trying to figure out the origins of the Astartes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know much about the Warhammer universe.
That's the thing. Like, he's
teaching us a lot.
Most
people seem to know a lot about 40k,
and they're just going back to.
Yeah. Whereas this is where we're starting. So seeing that people can become Astartes was really cool. It's like, okay, so I bet that changes how things work. And it does, because more books talk about that in cool ways.
So they go down, they find Keeler, and then they get like this sense that something's coming, right? Or like Cinderman knows the whole time that something's coming. That's the whole reason that he has the two guys down there with him. They have guns, and they turn and look down the hallway, and there's Magard. And, like, he's got, like, this creepy-ass fucking smile on his face while he's, like, slowly trekking down the hallway.
Like, he's not just going to kill you, he's going to touch your butt, too.
He's got his killing face on.
Yeah.
He's going to do some stuff, and, like, there's no way that, you know, these two pilots can handle this dude. Like, there's no way.
Like, even prior to his bulging.
They take a couple shots at him, and he just, like, dodges right out of the way.
Yeah, he's like a super trained assassin prior to becoming Bulge Boy.
Yeah, and then he has his own gun, and he fires, and everybody like closes their eyes. They're like, "Oh shit! Like
we're dead.
We're dead."
But then, like Keeler, who they had been lifting out,
and then Cinderman like opens his eyes again, and
like the bullets
are sitting in midair, I think. And
Matrix style.
And Magard is
like
frozen in time. And although does it ever specify that he knows that he's frozen?
Yeah, I can't remember if it talks about like time being frozen or
if it's just like a slow field or whatever.
Yeah, like if he's just put into place.
Yeah, like it didn't say that. It just said that he was frozen. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and then it cuts to like it's Keeler. She's awoken.
Yeah, her eyes are open and she's stopping.
And the burning the burnt symbol of the Aquila, like the double-headed eagle in her palm, like from the amulet she had, kind of.
It's even more American now.
Well, yeah, because now that just the wound on her hand is like lighting up with the Emperor's power.
Yeah.
So cool.
So anyway, so then they run out there and they're fine, and they're like, we need to hide her, and they're like, well, where are we gonna hide her? It's like, well, everybody is basically on board at this point.
Like,
we'll find a place.
Yeah, we have the civilians on our side.
Yeah, we'll find a place, and then it's
there's a lot of civilians on the ship.
Yeah, I guess I never realized how many civilians are actually on this ship.
Because the ship
boats are fucking
the ship
massive.
is a city.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole self-sustaining economy into itself. It's
and then it jumps to a meeting with like Horus is now collecting the guys. Like everybody's starting to show up and
collecting all his boys.
I could have sworn there was like a little skirmish before we get to Isfahan. Like they fought somewhere.
Well, no, it talks about the
You might not have gotten it to you.
Okay.
The Emperor's children. No, I'm on Istvan 3, so...
Oh, okay.
Istvan...
There's the first fight in Istvan 3, then the second fight.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I guess the only other kind of thing it talks about briefly is the Emperor's children are taking an orbital drop, or an orbital station or something that has been taken over by the orcs.
Yes.
Or sorry, the greenskins.
Which the book I just finished reading, Fulgrim, you get some details on that.
Okay.
Cool.
And basically what it said was that the Emperor's children roll over them. Like they just...
It is funny.
They showed up and just slaughtered
So
them.
I complained, I kind of complained about how in Fulgrim, it was like, or while reading Fulgrim, I kind of had the realization, it's like, man, we're not getting any like... all the alien races they fight, it's always just these, like, non-important, like, one-off, one-done. We're not getting, like, orcs and Eldar, and literally both are in Fulgrim.
Okay. It just takes a while. Graham McNeil is slow.
Okay. But yeah, so they take the space station without any issues.
Yeah.
Like, it never says they incur any casualties, so I'm inclined to believe they took 0 casualties. Unless you have more insight to it, and they took like 3 dudes, like they lost 3 dudes to the orcs.
No, they won, but that might not have been the plan.
Oh, okay.
They may not have been intended to win.
Okay.
Now I remember. I was like, I don't remember this incursion. Yeah, no, it's coming together.
It's like, wait a minute, Tarvitz showed up.
God damn it, Tarvitz! Yeah, it's interesting.
So then it flips back, and it has Loken walking through the Hall of the Greats, basically.
Yeah.
And he meets up with Angron's bro, and basically they have a talk and they insult each other a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, we don't associate to the way that you fight wars because it's brutal and disgusting.
I fucking love the world eaters.
Oh, it's Karn, I think his name is, or Karn. And Karn's like, well, we don't, like, we just get the job done. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. Yeah. We win wars. Like,
I forgot that was Karn.
We kill because they need to die, basically. And
we do kill him.
You're gonna like Karn a lot.
Okay. I do like Angron anyways.
Yeah, so, Angron's super cool.
Like, Anger
is he the only one who uses chain axes?
His whole legion does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't use guns at all?
They do use guns, but
they
like
mostly don't.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you know when you get a melee build that just gets stronger the more it gets shot? That's what they are.
Okay.
You're gonna fucking love Battle for the Abyss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then they have the meeting, and Horus is starting to flex his muscles on everybody, and he's like, okay, bitches, come in.
Yeah.
Angron comes in, and he's very disrespectful towards Horus, because I think Angron would kick his ass. I don't know.
Angron would beat Horus in a fight.
Yeah. Angron just always wants to fight too.
Yeah.
Well, but I got this weird feeling based on the character that they've spelled out in front of me. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't fight Angron. Like,
I'd put Angron like in the top half.
Well, then again, Horus is also channeling some spook magic now too.
Yeah, so Horus, the only reason Horus is like, he was already super fucking badass.
But he's also got like spooky ghost power now.
That makes him stronger than most of the Primarchs and puts him on par with the Emperor.
Yeah,
it's because he's got demons on his side.
Okay, so then if Horus would beat Angron, I'm pretty sure it'd be a close fight then. Like,
so Horus, without his dark energy stuff, I feel like Angron would win.
Lose,
So Angron's disrespectful, but that's just how he always is, apparently.
Yeah.
Fulgrim is not there. It's Eidolon instead.
Yeah, because Fulgrim's doing stuff.
And
Fulgrim's up to some stuff.
And Eidolon is like, he talks down to Angron.
Yeah.
It's like, what, dude, you're trying to a fucking Primarch.
Like, you know this boy, right?
Like, tries to put him down, and Angron just looks over at him, and he's like, you are not a god, mortal, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, like fuck off, like
I take shits bigger than you. Like get the fuck out of here.
Pieces of shit I'll eat for breakfast.
And then the final party to show up there is the Death Guard.
Yes, Mortorian.
Mortarian.
Thank you.
Mortarian, right?
Mortarian.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time. And I'm going to continue to.
Shows up, and the only other character that they really note is a guy named Nathaniel Garrow.
Yeah.
And like Loken and Torgodden kind of perk up because they're present, but they're kind of apart, right? Like it's Horus and Little Horus and Abaddon are there. But the whole Mournival's there, but only half of it's really in the
circle of matter.
Because Loken made his choice by not being a part of the lodge, and it's starting to show.
And Torgodden made his choice by being kind of sided with
Loken.
Yeah.
So then it's
and like they kind of perk up when they see Garrow. They're like, "Oh, we know that guy.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
But like specifically Loken, right? Like
apparently
they make eye contact and they both nod at each other, like. And you're like, oh, cool. Like, well, if Loken likes this guy's probably pretty cool.
Yeah, they proceed to spend like the rest of the book kind of subtly hyping up Garrow more and more and more, as if he's gonna star in a book of his own.
Crazy.
So they have the meeting, and it's just Horus, giving people orders like, here's where we're gonna go.
You're gonna suck his dick. You're gonna suck his dick.
You're gonna go here, and then. From the sounds of it, though, it sounded like the Sons of Horus were doing the hardest mission, just based on the way that they were saying. Because
a certain selection of the Sons of Horus.
Yes. And maybe as a way to get rid of them, perhaps.
Oh, crazy! They wouldn't do that. What? Horus isn't evil.
Yeah, but obviously Loken takes all challenges in stride, right? He's like, clearly he picked us because we're the best, and that's why he picked
still
us.
has that. Which is what I'm sure, like evil Horus, like good Horus relied on, and even evil Horus is relying on, is Loken's questioning of all decisions made, but also like he'll question it and then follow it. Yeah. Like he's like, man, that's weird. Guess we're killing these things, and then that's it.
I want you to kill this baby. Are you sure? It's just a baby. Yes. Bad baby. Oh, all right, if you say so. I don't like it, but I'll do it.
I'll ask Sindaman about it later. That seems to be Loken's character, and both Horuses use that wisely.
Yeah. So then...
By both Horuses, I mean good Horus and evil Horus, not little Horus.
I got you.
Cool.
Yeah. So then the party breaks up.
Yeah.
Right, like Horus is just ordering people around. Eidolon steps out of line again towards Angron.
Because Eidolon's a cocksucker.
And I'm pretty sure Angron is like, next time you step out of line, I will kill you.
Yeah.
So stop. And then he goes, oh, shit, like, I don't want to fuck with him.
I will wear your skin!
Caked in Eidolon.
Eidolon cake.
And then I think it...
Like, I know Eidolon looks like a normal Astartes, but I picture him as like this...
So, okay, actually, that's a point that I was talking to Joe about. So, do you remember on Murder when Torgodden shows up and, like, he just owns Eidolon? He's just like, listen here, fuckboy, I'm in charge now.
Bitch.
Fuck you. You might be a Lord Commander, but I'm fucking Torgodden.
I don't know about
Get
you.
the fuck out of here.
I picture Torgodden with a mustache.
That's sure.
I never did, but it fits. Yeah.
Anyway, so he's bossing around, and the events that Eidolon goes through in his own little mission on Istavan.
Yeah.
With the Emperor's Children and the Death Guard are on the other side, coming in from the other way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was an Astartes. I thought he was just a normal dude that was controlling Astartes. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but okay, whatever, cool.
Lord Commander Eidolon.
It never talks about him physically.
No.
Just the fact that he's...
But like every other Astartes, they're always like, oh, big, ripped, muscly dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and then Eidolon.
Massive. And then it's just like, and Lord Commander Eidolon.
Yeah, because they just made Eidolon feel like this, like
bitch.
Like he's with Slytherin. Like,
yeah.
Like he's not a...
He's gonna kill you in your sleep, but you don't know why.
Yeah, he's not a cool, big, badass boy.
I'm in Slytherin because my father was in Slytherin.
Lost the genetic lottery.
Yeah. I don't know. Something else happens with the Remembrancers, and I can't remember, and I don't care. So, moving on from that point. I was more invested into the war parts. Yeah. So then, now we... the
gate position.
The military has been given the green light. Away we go.
Yeah.
And the Emperor's Children have to do an orbital drop into a field, like a killing field.
Now, this
basically
is their first time dropping on Istvan 3, right?
Yes.
It's not their second. Okay.
And so the reason they're at Istvan, I guess we didn't talk about, is because it's yet another case of a compliant set of worlds that have turned against the Emperor.
Yes.
Right?
It's very... and the only...
It's just like Davin again. Like
the only proof we have of this is that Horus says they're bad. So they must be bad.
Yeah.
So and while this whole Istvan thing is happening, Horus has sent Sanguinius to a far-reaching part of the galaxy to fight against like a demon invasion thing,
well, which they probably don't know that they're about to fight.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So before he reveals his betrayal, he's using his position as the War Master to be in control of all the military might of the Imperium to maneuver everybody into position before making his move, because he's trying to give himself the biggest advantage.
Yeah, use whatever tactic he can to corrupt the people he knows he can corrupt, and kill the people he knows he can't corrupt.
Put them in losing situations at the very least as well, so it wouldn't come down.
And then I think during during his chat with Ingmang Singh at the beginning, he's like, "What news of Guilliman do you have?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yes, like the message was received loud and clear, and he is where he needs to be," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like
we know a bit about Guilliman. There's no fucking way Horus could convince him to turn on the Emperor.
And not only that, I think beat him in a straight up war.
Guilliman is like the Ultramarines are a fucking force.
I think based on what I've read from the Guilliman book, like they seem like the ideal military.
Yeah, if there's anything you need to know is that the Ultramarines are still around in 40.
Yeah.
So
and it's interesting, like, because I remember the first two books do a really good job of hyping up the Luna Wolves as like the War Master's boys, like the best of the best, and then you start to hear things about like the Space Wolves, and it's like, whoa, they did what? And the Ultramarines, and it's like, so like Horus is using everything in his power to wipe out the Ultramarines as fast as he can without them being, because he knows if he gets an open conflict, it won't be clean. They're too fucking good.
Yeah, and even if he wins, like he's gonna incur like a ton of
casualties. He won't be able to touch Terra at that point.
Yeah,
so there's certain legions that he's trying to wipe out with surprise, basically.
Which I
including half of his own, maybe.
Well, and I kind of have a feeling that the war against the Ultramarines doesn't exactly go the way he wants it to. And again, like you're saying, like they are in 40k, so clearly they're still around.
They're like honestly one of the only ones that I am still like I don't know much about 40k. Like almost all the legions I hear about as we're reading the Horus Heresy. Like, these aren't ones I've heard of before.
I've heard the Blood Angels.
Yeah, the Blood Angels are still around. Sanguinius isn't, I don't think. The Ultramarines are still around. I don't think Guilliman is.
Yeah.
Space Wolves are still around.
But, like, I've never heard of the Death Guard before. So...
Yeah, I wonder if they make it out of this. The Horus Heresy.
Like, do you know the answer?
I know the answer.
Okay. I have a feeling it's no, but...
I won't say anything.
No, it's okay. I'll just speculate now.
Yeah. And we got 50 books to go.
I'm pretty sure it's no.
I will say it's weird. Even by the end of Fulgrim, he still calls his legion the Emperor's children.
Yeah.
Regardless of everything that's happened.
Yeah. False Emperor.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So they...
I think that changes.
So while Horus is hyping up the fight that they're about to be in, he also mentions that like all the weapons they have are from the Imperium. Like it's going to be a hard fight.
Yeah.
They have big guns and shit. Like they're gonna dust us kind of thing. So get ready for an intense fight. And basically from what I read, they just steamrolled their way into the place, like no problem at
like there
all.
might have been no resistance, and these are all farm folk. What?
Like they're all wearing black armor and stuff, and like they look like soldiers. They're acting like soldiers. I guess they are soldiers, but they weren't fucking ready for this fight.
But there was something going on behind the scenes.
So they steamroll their way into the dome.
There's like a big pyramid inside, right?
Yeah. And then the Death Guard are coming in from the other side.
Yeah.
And it's just a slaughter. Like it's not even a fight. Like the
free buckets of blood. Get your buckets.
Like the bullets are bouncing off their armor because they're Astartes and that's what they do,
Yeah.
and they just murder everything in front of them.
Yeah.
And
Pink, pink.
well, no, but right,
Like, that's what it is.
And so you're seeing this from Tarvitz's perspective.
Yes.
And
this is our first back to the eyes of Tarvitz that we've gotten since.
And Tarvitz is it kind of starts describing Eidolon a little bit more. Like he's this dude in some golden fucking armor, and he's got a big ass
It's like
hammer.
a crackling thunder hammer
Yeah,
or
like,
whatever.
like all the shit everybody talks about Eidolon being a cocksucker, he is a Lord Commander of Fulgrim.
Well, for a very good fucking reason, clearly, because he's a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a pretty big badass.
Which is kind of funny, because they really downgrade him on murder, and then, like, I'm pretty sure he'd kill Torgadon.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand why Torgadon was able to speak down to him, except for, obviously, he fucked up.
Also, he had more
Horus was
dudes
like-
with him at the time.
Yeah. Horus is like, get the fuck on that planet and clean it all up. And then he's like, bitch me, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Bitch me.
Bitch me, I follow the War Master. That guy up there will blow you up.
Bitch king me.
So then, so they roll into the dome, they slaughter everybody, and then there's this pyramid, and there's something at the top, and it's glowing.
There's weird sound.
And it's hot.
Yeah, and like but something's wrong, right? And Tarvitz is like, something's weird here, like what? And then they get close to the pyramid and stuff, and they realize it's just a woman, like a lady,
A war singer.
but called a war singer.
Yep.
And is it Eidolon that says that, or is it Garrow that says? No, it's Garrow that says it to her, or says it to Tarvitz.
Is that when Tarvitz comes upon Garrow wounded?
Well, they're both rolling up the pyramid together, right? Because they're going to kill the war singer. They're going to kill whatever it is. Like, they're just like, let's go kill this thing.
Yeah.
And
Because you say they're slaughtering. Like, the fight's still going on all around them, though. Like, it's not just like a...
Yeah, they're not just sprinting up the pyramid to kill her now. There's still shit popping off everywhere.
but it cuts to, like, Tarvitz and Garrow, because Tarvitz sees Garrow rolling up the pyramid. He's like, well, I'm going to join him because I really like him.
That's my boy.
So what is interesting, so this moment is also covered in Flight of the Eisenstein from Garrow's perspective.
Okay.
And he remarks that the pyramid, like, he notices, like, it's made up of stones that are clearly from other planets all over the galaxy. I don't know if that actually has any bearing on anything. He noted that, or it's just like, this weird pyramid is like, it's made up of things that couldn't have come from this planet.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tarvitz says that, but from what I could gather, though, Garrow is much older than Tarvitz, eh? Like,
Tarvitz is a new captain.
Tarvitz is a new captain. Garrow has been around since the beginning, right? Of, like, Astartes, right?
Yeah,
but, like,
he was...
whatever they were called.
The
Dusk Raiders.
Dusk Raiders.
Dusk Raiders. But when they're... like, it just kind of, like, briefly talks about, like, Garrow's appearance, right? Like, I think he has white hair or no hair at all. I can't remember what it was. But, like, you can
Garrow's
tell...
bald.
You can tell, like, he's a very mature captain. He's been around for a very long time.
Yeah, since the end of the Age of Strife.
And,
he's been...
Yeah.
And anyway, so, like, Tarvitz looks up to him kind of thing. And, like, he's his bro and stuff.
Yeah, because Tarvitz has been around for a while, but he's new to the captain role.
And he's just like a line?
He's a line officer.
Line officer, like, and he'll never be anything better than that.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought Tarvitz was a captain.
Well, no, he is a captain.
But
he's just a line officer.
Like, he's never going to get higher than captain.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? Or he has no intention of ever getting higher than captain. He's like, this is where I'm going to be.
He's your average Starbucks boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It covers that on Murder when him and Lucius are talking about it.
Yeah.
And Lucius is like, I'm going all the way to the fucking top.
Yeah.
And Tarvit's like, I'm
going to ride a Primarch into war.
I'm like, I'm good right here. So anyway, so they roll up the pyramid, they're getting closer, and then this lady starts singing and destroying everything around her.
Like shooting like sonic weaponry, like with her voice pretty much. So powerful that it like blows Garrow off the top of the pyramid.
And it's
like that ninja from Naruto.
And then it's I think it's Sergeant Targost or something, but it's not the dude from the lodge. It's just a different dude. I think his name is pretty similar.
Yeah.
And it talks about how he gets lifted up, and then his armor starts peeling off, and then his head just comes off. like her voice is very powerful because it's just pulling apart,
manipulating everything around.
Well, it's funny, like
pulling apart Astartes.
So Garrow gets kind of blown up, like his like chest is kind of opened up, and he's missing a leg, and like Tarvitz Tarvitz comes upon him, and he's like, Garrow's like trying to get up and fight more. Like, he's like, whatever, no, I'm fine. Like, you just go.
It's just a leg. I'll grow a new one.
Yeah, and Tarvitz is like, what are you doing? Like, you're severely injured. And he's like, I'll be fine. Just give me a second. Like, And so
carry me up there.
So I didn't realize how much of a badass Garrow really was.
So
until that
even
moment.
more of a badass during like his perspective, like because Tarvitz goes off, right? Because a Medicae makes its way over, and we don't know from there at this point, but like Garrow's like on his back, like fighting dudes or whatever.
Hold me up.
Yeah, no, it never said that. So then I think it's Garrow who says, that's a war singer, go kill it right now.
Yeah.
Because it's causing problems.
It needs to die.
But before you can even get there, it's over, right? Because Eidolon.
Well, no, because Tarvitz is in the fight too.
Yeah, Tarvitz is right there with Eidolon.
Tarvitz looks up and sees Eidolon just marching up the fucking stairs like...
Oh yeah, I guess...
Stand back!
It's when Tarvitz gets like knocked on his ass, and he's not really aware of it, and he hears something even more powerful. Well, because like nothing can affect the war singer, right? It's like her voice like deflects everything off of her.
It's like a sonic barrier around her. Yeah. And Eidolon's like standing as close to her as he possibly can, swinging his fucking hammer, trying
to... not making any
It's just not doing anything, and I think his hammer gets knocked out of his hands because he gets knocked down, but he stands back up.
And like Tarvitz's perspective gets knocked away for a sec, so he doesn't actually see what happens, but he hears pretty much just like... like
a... What if I yell louder?
A very powerful scream that...
And he like turns back to like Eidolon like laying the death blow on the...
Eidolon picks up Tarvitz's sword and like just beheads this chick. Yeah, like she's just dead. Like I can imagine her head flew across the room. Yeah, and just blood everywhere.
After it's like Tom Araya scream.
Yeah. And so then...
And Tarvitz's like, what did you do? And he's like, fucking training.
Push-ups.
Well, I think Eidolon's just like, it doesn't concern you line officer.
Yeah, pretty
or something
much.
like that.
Yeah.
Eidolon's still a dick towards Tarvitz. Like, he respects him as a line officer, and that's it. Like, but he doesn't respect him. Like, he could send Tarvitz...
I remember Eidolon giving some kind of answer. It's just like... It wasn't just like, shut up. It was like, whatever, I just eat my veggies, like, or something. You know what I mean? Like, just...
Drink your Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's where the conflict ends for these, for the Emperor's Children. And
that's the initial wave on
the Death Guard.
Is that where you left off?
No, so then it cuts back to the boat, and Loken is...
I'm so glad we're calling them boats.
Loken is... Loken's rolling around the boat trying to find stuff.
Yeah.
And...
in a wheelchair? No.
And I think, so this is the part that you guys were talking about with the room. With the book. Yes. You guys were right. I was wrong.
So where the fuck did the book come from in False God?
No, it was in...
Erebus.
It comes from Erebus, but
how did they get a hold of it?
Cinderman had it.
How did Erebus?
Why did Cinderman have it?
Well, isn't it possible?
Cinderman had one from the library. I don't think it was that book.
Oh, it wasn't that book.
It was a book with a script that he could never read before.
And nobody could.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he Google translated it and shit himself, and a demon came out, and she blew it up with the power of
Christ.
God. Power of Christ, Emperor.
Power of Christ compels you.
There, False God summed up.
Our infinite Jesus.
Infinite Jesus.
Cinderman says to Loken at some point, like, you'll be able to... something's not right? I can't remember exactly what he says.
Magritt's all bulgy.
But basically, like, you need to go into somewhere and find something, and you'll know it when you see it, kind of thing. So then Loken ends up on the embarkation deck?
It was previously...
On episodes.
It was like the war room or whatever. Like, it was where all operations were dictated before.
And there's a hole in the wall.
Except it no longer gets used for that anymore. The War Master has now made the Lupercal's court. Yeah. Like somewhere else on the ship.
Just filled with wolves.
Yeah.
Or it's just the War Master's court, maybe?
I think it's Lupercal's court.
Is that what it is?
He is the War Master. It makes sense that it's just the same thing.
It's Lupercal's court.
But then Loken's standing in this room.
And he's kind of like lamenting the things lost in a way. Like, he's kind of just there sentimentally. He's not there necessarily looking for anything.
But he says, like, if something, Cinderman says it's something that is familiar somewhere familiar has changed or something like that, or basically.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, well, the only thing that seems familiar to me would be this room, for obvious reasons.
Plan for war.
And he starts smelling something.
Is that
incest?
Yeah, like incest.
and so then he, because he's in Astartes and his nose
got super smell.
He's got super smell. He follows
got a good sniffer on him.
He follows it to it's like a poster, and it's just up on the wall, and then he just moves it, and then there's just a hole in the wall, and he's like,
"That wasn't here before. That's weird."
I just like to imagine it's like this big metal room, and there's just like one little Metallica poster there, nothing else, and it's like, that's weird. And then Horace is just like, don't worry about it.
He like puts a sticker like keep out.
yeah. So Loken finds this mysterious poster.
Yeah, he finds this thing. He goes into
more like a tapestry or a banner or whatever.
Yeah,
he moves it.
Yeah. And then he's in the room, and he finds the Book of Lorgar.
And he's like, this is some weird ass demon shit.
Yeah,
like this room isn't right.
Yeah, like he has like
like seeing things.
He has a feeling and it just, and all of a sudden it starts sending him through like, what is it? It's basically like a premonition, I guess.
Like he sees like death and
just how everything is going to shit, and then like it even he hears a voice, and he turns and it's Torgon standing reading the book, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like I thought he was on his side and stuff, but it's just him hallucinating.
Yeah.
And he eventually is able to close the book, I think it is. Or he grabs the book or something. Anyway, he leaves.
Yeah.
That's
it. Did he take the book with him?
He takes the book with him. Because he throws it at Abaddon later on, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think. Because he goes to Abaddon for answers about Erebus.
Right. Because Erebus remains a cunt through the entire series that he's in.
So
shit happens.
Yeah, so Erebus is on the boat still, and he's influencing Horus in whatever capacity. But he's lost a bit of control, it seems, on Horus. Like Horus is...
Well, because he did what he needed to do, and now Horus is on board, and it's like, okay, well, shut up, little guy. Daddy's home.
I got this.
I'll backhand you upside your face.
Yeah, Erebus is just like snorting cocaine in the
so then I think it is Loken goes to Abaddon. Sorry, I'm all over the place with events, but it's basically how it happened.
Yeah.
Goes to Abaddon for answers, throws the book at him, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And Abaddon's like, I think he says the Book of Lorgar, like he knows what it is. And Loken's like...
It's like, you'd know if you'd joined our little order or whatever.
Yeah, well, this is what you get because you backed out. What, you didn't have the balls to potentially take under your wing the magic that might save Horus. And like he starts like berating him and stuff. And Loken's getting pissed. But Loken knows like he'd probably lose a fight against Abaddon because Abaddon is huge, basically. It's all I keep hearing. It's just how big Abaddon is.
Well, he wears Terminator armor.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why he's so big?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
I mean, he's a big dude, and that's probably why he gets to wear Terminator armor.
Yeah.
But, like, he's bigger than the average Astartes, right? Like, he is much bigger.
One of the books...
Or, like, beefier.
There seems to be some inconsistencies, but one of the books establishes that usually the guys that wear the Terminator armor are on par with the Primarchs for size. Like, they're reasonably close. In the Alpha Legion, there's, like, 2 guys that are just as big as Alfarius. And he uses that to his advantage.
Wait, that's the name of the Alpha Legion Primarch?
Might be. You'll find out when you read Legion.
Really?
Yeah.
I know it's on the nose, but...
That's part of the thing. You'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really fucking good, actually.
So then, basically, they just have it out and stuff, and then Abaddon's like, I don't have time for this. I need to prep my dudes for war, kind of thing, and then it's Loken, and he's talking to Torgon, and he's like I tried, but like he won't listen to us, and he's like, okay, well, we just need to fight and clear your head and stuff. Like you'll be fine.
Just go down to the planet. Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, and then he's like,
at this point, have they remarked that it's weird that we're not like getting to take our like squads as they normally are. Yeah, like the Horror Master seems to have divided everybody up into like really weird groupings.
Yeah,
it's weird that he's putting all of the people he doesn't like in one spot.
Yeah, but then Loken's like, well, I would feel better if we had Vipus, at least.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Vipus comes up from behind him. He's like, yo, guys, like, I'm going down.
There's room in my drop pod.
Yeah, you want to come with me there, Logan? And he's like, all right. And that's where it ended.
Oh, good old Rattler.
That's as far as I've gotten.
So shit's about.
Yeah, this is it. The galaxy's about to be in flames.
Cool.
That's where I'm at, my friends.
I finished Fulgrim. I came around in that book. It gets good by the end.
Yeah. The end of Fulgrim might be the single most important event.
Yeah.
In the Horus
heresy
stuff,
like the fate of Fulgrim.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
Yeah.
And then Istvan 5, of course.
Istvan 5, which follows after Istvan 3. There's no Istvan 4 event.
Okay, so I've never seen it written out. Is it Istvan or Istvan?
Istvan.
Okay, Istvan.
Yeah. I finished Mechanicus. Mechanicum?
And you came around on that. Mechanicum. Mechanicus is the game.
Yes.
Mechanicum is the book.
Mechanicum is fucking incredible. First 150 pages of that book is the establishing basically every forge around Mars.
I've listened to a little bit of it now. It's pretty slow.
Holy fuck. It takes a long ass time.
The intro was pretty cool with the Emperor.
Yeah. So not really spoilers. Like the intro of the book has all of these titans marching towards this spot where this...
Is this like way back in time, I guess? Was it supposed to be like the Emperor
2,000
first coming?
years? Yeah, this is the Emperor. It's the end. It's after the Age of Strife, and he's like, all right, I'm ready to go get my sons.
Yeah.
So...
this is like his first visit to Mars.
Much. Yeah, it's this massive, like, gilded ship the size of a city that is landing on Mars, and all of these titans are marching to it. It seemed to me like they were preparing, like, are we going to have to fight this thing? Like, what exactly is happening?
And then the Emperor comes out alone, like this golden...
Just this huge, like, massive, like, fucking drop thing, like, deploys, and the Emperor walks out, completely alone.
And, like encounters this guy, and he's not a titan, he's in a knight, right?
Yes, they're the knights.
Which is like a mini titan, in a way.
Yeah.
And up until this point, the guy had been kind of to himself, sort of complaining about, like, he kind of is one with the knights. It's like they are...
The cables go into your wrist,
spine,
into your
and head.
So it's a lot like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Like
and he feels everything that happens.
Yeah, if your titan or your knight or imperator or whatever gets hit, you feel that as physical injuries.
Yeah. So it would make you fight.
And he had been complaining about, like, there was a
pain
knee...
lets you know you're not dead.
There was a knee in it that, had, regardless of any work had ever been done on it, that was never quite right. Like, after years of whatever.
Man knee.
And, like, the Emperor, without identifying himself yet, is just like, your machine is injured, let me... And he just kind of like...
Machine, heal thyself.
Yeah, just like...
Like, that's his fucking words.
And he, like, touches it, and, like, it mends to a point that had it's good as new.
Do that motion again.
What?
The healing the knee. You went like this. So, knights are fucking huge, right?
Yeah.
He would have been like this, but I picture the Emperor. Like, he's that big guy.
Big dude.
He's like, little knight, it is okay.
Yeah. Reaches down.
Yeah.
But then it's like...
How big is the Emperor?
Bigger than Primarch.
Yeah.
What if they're getting bigger in these things?
Most of the art shows Horus standing head-to-head with the Emperor.
But that's incorrect.
I feel that's incorrect. The Emperor's got to be a head taller, at least. The Emperor's huge. But different times in history have described the Emperor as different sizes.
That's true.
Like, when he fought the Catan, it's like, well... That's a dragon that eats stars the size of, like, suns.
Maybe he can...
He fought it in a desert.
Maybe he can embiggen and debiggen.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's not... if he doesn't have to adhere to strict...
Yeah, he can embiggen and debiggen.
Okay.
He's like Ant-Man.
He sets it to Wumbo. That's bigger.
Okay, continue.
But anyway, yeah, so he fixes the knee of this thing, and the guy inside is just, like, almost without hesitation, like, he just... Because he's never heard of the Emperor before, never seen the Emperor before, drops to one knee and is like, praise the Omnissiah, like he's come.
Yeah.
And that's just the intro of the thing.
Yeah,
cool. Really cool.
Mechanicum. Yeah, they spend a lot of time basically describing the forges, who's on what side, but not really. And then it's like, here's a character from Terra coming to Mars.
Yeah, that's where I am.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Well, so I was at that, and it's like, here's
anything?
a character coming from Terra to Mars, and then, like, I thought the audio had skipped or something, because there wasn't, like, a chapter break, and immediately, like, and dismembered corpses and fighting and blowing up, I'm like, whoa!
Back the fuck, grab a McFeel, what are you doing? You're fucking it all up.
That's our name for the author, is Grabba McFeels.
Instead of Graham McNeil. He's Papa G.
Cool.
Yeah, so Mechanicum is really cool. I definitely think you should read Mechanicum after Fulgrim.
Okay.
Because it does kind of directly connect with her.
Well, what I've read so far hasn't directly connected, but the ending of Fulgrim implies a direct connection.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the ending of Mechanicum is the
next phase.
Yeah.
Like the next, like, canonical...
Yeah.
Not canonical, isn't that what I'm looking
for?
The next chronological event.
Yeah, it explains Kelbor Hall, and why he is the way he is. He's the Forge Master on Mars that may or may not side with Horus. But yeah, I do really want you to read Battle for the Abyss, because I think that's going to be like your favorite book by a margin, because it's fucking amazing. It's the Fellowship of the Ring, like the bit of Ultramarines, bit of World Eaters, bit of Space Wolves, and a Thousand Suns guy teaming up to take down the big bad guy. And it's like, this is the weirdest mix of dudes, and they are so cool, and they all hate each other. It's great.
Oh, do they?
They all hate each other. It's great.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, because Space Wolves hate magic, and the Thousand Suns guy is Magic Boy.
I want you to tweet that with no context. Space Wolves hate magic.
Alright, Twitter.
Is that all?
I think that's all.
I think that sounds.
Sorry, I will hopefully by the next time, which will be in 2 weeks, of course.
Yes, you have to take a bit of a break.
I will have Galaxy and Flames completely ready.
Galaxian Flames.
And hopefully I will be started on what comes next.
Fate of the Ancient State.
Right, and I was looking forward to reading that too, 'cause it's all about Garrow.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Or it has a lot of Garrow in it, or it's all about Garrow?
It's Garrow's book.
Okay.
Is it told all from his perspective? No, I guess it does a little bit of the Remembrancers, right?
Are we not away from them yet?
Does it?
Or are they just present? I think maybe it's all just from Garrow.
Yeah, I think it's all Garrow's perspective.
Or, Buddy Boy with the gauntlet. His underling, I think you get a bit of him, too. But a guy...
Oh, yeah.
What does the final do?
Yeah. That's English.
You know what I meant, though.
Space Wolves.
So that's it?
Yeah, Smooth Butts. Come on down.